Robbie, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me in, boys.
Our pleasure. Generally, we get you in here first and foremost to talk a bit of footy, and we'll definitely do that. But you're the new men's health ambassador. Just tell us a little bit about that role you're going to be filling.
Yeah, obviously, with what I went through last year, thought it was a good opportunity to try and, spread a little bit of awareness around, some men's health. So doing that through SA Health and, like I said, just trying to create some awareness. Us blokes aren't probably the most organised at going to see our doctors and getting regular checkups and things like that. So, any awareness that we can put out there is a good thing, I think.
I guess as a footy player, you're lucky because you have a club doctor that travels with you. You have great relationships with them. So when you didn't feel right, I guess it's just really easy for you to ring the doctor. But I guess a lot of people, sometimes a bit harder and they don't do that. So I guess the message is, get out there, and if you feel something that you don't think is quite right, just do something about it.
Yeah, it's 100%. Like, we're very fortunate that we, see our doctors most days at the footy club. So, the season had actually finished, and it was a few days after that elimination final, and we'd sort of wrapped things up, and wasn't quite feeling right, so I gave my doc a call. But like I said, not all blokes out there. It's probably something you don't really get around to doing all that often. So, if we can promote a healthy lifestyle and, get blokes to go see their doctors a little more often. And if there are any issues, get onto them nice and early.
That C word, it is just a word, it's not a sentence. When you got those words and sentence, did it rock your world? I know it was late in September. Crikeys.
Yeah, I suppose it was pretty full on, and, you think it's something like that's not going to happen to you, but I suppose, it was a pretty serious time, and, my wife was pregnant at the time, and we're looking forward to
tough time
with a baby on the way, so there was a bit going on, but, I had such good support from my family, my friends, the footy club, the whole footy world. The support was just overwhelming, so, I was able to get through that okay and, recover well, and now, back to normal.
Early prevention, it's a 98% cure. So that's the message, isn't it? So sahealth.gov.au, men's health, you're an ambassador for that. And well done, Robbie. I would have started with the bub. I thought that would have got top billing. Fatherhood, congratulations. Best club in the world.
Yeah, loving every minute of fatherhood. So, he's going well. He's about 16 weeks now and, growing every day. So, the sleep's going okay. I'm getting a little bit more than my wife probably, but it's going well and loving it.
Doing any bathing and any chores, changing nappies?
Yeah, get involved with all of that.
Are you chipping in, Robbie?
Yeah, I bath him every night, and probably don't do as many nappies as Belle, but do my little bit.
Austin Gray, was it?
Aston.
As in Aston Martin, not Austin Healy.
One thing that I'd be happy with, Robbie, you very rarely fumble a footy. I'm guessing I'd love you to hold a baby. You'd never drop it. That'd be fantastic. Did it change you? Did it change you as a person in terms of that 6-month period? You've had your health scare, and then you've had a son. Are you a different person now than what you were 6 months ago?
I suppose it was a pretty full-on time, and it makes you it puts things into perspective, I suppose, and you think about what's really important and things like that. But I suppose it has changed me a little bit. Your family's really important to you, and like I said, I was really looking forward to the baby boy that was on the way. So I had that to look forward to the whole time through, and I suppose it has changed me being a father, because life's quite different now, and every spare moment's taken up with him, which I'm loving.
Yeah, so that gets back to Bix has a theory that married men with kids would rather get suspended than get fined.
You won't get any more melees ever again, I promise.
That's it, Robbie. Just on that suspension, you braced for impact. I mean, I don't know how much you can and can't say. I felt for you, I batted hard for you, and I'm glad your club did bat for you too. Yeah,
well, I suppose, like you said, I braced for contact, and that's what we went to the tribunal with, and I felt strongly that that's what I did. I didn't intend to bump at all, but once they gave the verdict, I suppose you've got to move on and get on with things, and that's what we did. So it was good to get out there again on the weekend.
Well, Bix asked, have you changed as a father now that you are a father? I'm going to ask, do you have to play any differently? What could have you done? The tribunal said you had an alternative. You could have reached in and grabbed the ball. Speaking as a footballer, not that incident, do you get taught how to compete for that 50-50 ball? Is it harder in your mind now? I know you're just a ball, get a C ball, get ball, but crikeys, what do you do next time, Robbie?
I'm still not sure, to be honest, but I think it was just one of those situations that was unfortunate. Me and McGovern were both charging in from different angles, and then by the time I'd seen him, I only had 0.3 of a second, I think, before impact. So made a split-second decision to brace, and went with that. And I'm not sure what I'd do in the same situation.
See, that
again.
worries me. You're a star of the game. You're an instinctive ball-playing bloke, and you're saying, I'm not too sure what I'll do next time. They want you to either veer out of the way, stop, or reach out, and you get knocked out. I mean, please.
Well, I went through this with the Tribunal, I suppose, and if you go in reaching in, I probably felt I'd just open myself up, and it could have been a worse situation for both of us. But so hopefully I don't find myself in that situation, and I won't have to worry about it.
Kenny wasn't happy. He was bad. He was filthy.
Hey, let's talk about the team, Robbie.
All right, move on.
2 wins from
Well
2
done,
games. But incidentally or coincidentally, both games that you've won, you beat the sides last year. I think most people looking at it think that there has been improvement in the team. Do you feel like you're a better team than at the same time last year?
I would certainly like to think so, but you're right. At the same time, we are in exactly the same position as last year. We went up to Sydney and got a win last year, and we're able to do the same this year. So I suppose it's about what we do for the rest of the year now, and we've got Brisbane this week, and hopefully we can keep our good form rolling, because we definitely do have belief and confidence after the first couple of weeks, and the guys we've brought into the team, I think everyone's seen what they've been able to do in the first few weeks for us has been good.
Your position where you're going to play, is that up in the air? Would you like to play midfield? Would you like to play forward? A combination of both. Where's the best spot for you?
I'm not sure. It's probably a little bit of both. I think it will change week to week, and opposition and other guys in the team and how they're going as well. So I think I'll leave that up with Kenny and the other coaches, but I think it's a good thing. We've got a fair few guys that can play multiple positions, so we can be a little bit unpredictable with that, which is good. Physically,
you had a couple of issues early on where you're a bit sore. If you had to play as a permanent midfielder, your body will hold up and you're fit and well?
No dramas with the body, feeling really good, and had a really good pre-season. So from that point of view, there'll be no dramas to go in the middle if needed.
Robbie, you're Port's best player. How do you handle that you're either forward or you're on ball, or from one week to the next? I mean, if you were the coach, what would you do with Robbie Gray? So you're Ken, and you're talking to Robbie.
No, I'm not sure. I think Kenny has a great relationship with the players, and like I said before, we've got guys that play in multiple positions. But I'm not sure. I'm glad. Selection's pretty tough at the moment with the whole team, so I'm glad I'm not the coach, and he has to make those tough decisions on who plays and who doesn't, and who plays where. And like I said, I think it's a good thing. It's a good balance to have, and we can chuck guys around. You mentioned that you play wherever the team wants you, and depending on who's available for selection. A lot of discussion about Chad Wingard and whether he's got a hamstring and will he or won't he play. I'm guessing that if he doesn't play, it might mean you pick up the slack in that forward role. How's Chad getting on? He obviously a little bit sore after the weekend, but we have our main training session tomorrow, so he'll try and get up for that and get through, and if he does, he'll play. No dramas, so I think he's pretty keen to play, and he thinks he's okay. So he's putting his hand up at this stage? Obviously it'll depend on how he feels tomorrow and how he gets through training. Paddy Ryder, lost my train of thought. Paddy Ryder is not playing. Charlie Dixon in the second half was a revelation. He went into the ruck and just a bit unconventional, grabbed it a couple of times, ran out of the stoppage. How did you see his game, and do you think that that's something that could become a bit more permanent until Paddy gets back? It was probably the plan going into the game. Obviously, Westy started in there, and then I suppose with the conditions, we went a little bit smaller in the forward line and chucked Charlie in the middle, and I thought he was fantastic. He's a big competitor, as we know, when he's down forward, so he went in there and really gave us a lot. It was certainly different sitting under Charlie than the Paddy, but the big fella hunts his own footy, and got to get out of his way, because he's going to knock whoever out of the way when he's charging through there.
Ryder de Grey Goal of the Year. I want to see Dixon de Grey Goal of the Year. Paddy is fantastic in the ruck. Dixon was outstanding. I've loved your midfield depth, and I love your grunt players. You know, you got Sam Powell-Pepper, who plays like a man. Ollie Wines is a man, and Ebo in there. They got some real resilience on ball now, haven't you? And some real depth and balance.
Yeah, well, the three guys you mentioned, you know, they're big boys, and you know, they're nice and fit, so they back it up all game, and they just compete. So yeah, we think we've got another one in Rocky who will come in and do that as well. So you know, we've certainly got some depth through there, and you know, me and Chatty play a bit up forward and a bit through there. So like I said, to have that flexibility and you know, a good amount of guys that can run through there is good for us, I think.
We had Jonah on the other day, and everyone we speak to pre-match, after-match, they use this word resilience in the contest. You know, resilience for longer. You want to be in the game for longer. That's what you've been building on through pre-season, and what you needed to add from last year against the really good teams.
Yeah, I think so, and you know, that was massive on the weekend against Sydney. We knew, you know the contest that they're going to bring, so we knew it was going to be, you know, might take till the third or fourth quarter till we got going, and it worked that way on the weekend. We just hung in there, and you know, we were able to swing the game in our favour in that second half. But yeah, I suppose against those better sides, you've got to be in the game the whole way, and you can't afford to have those lapses. So you know, it's something we've been focusing on.
Tell us about this week, because obviously last week against Sydney in Sydney, it's a great win, and you know, young players played well, and there's a lot of emotion that goes with that. You come back to your home ground, you're playing one of the bottom sides. Everyone's saying Port Adelaide by how much. How do you guard against that? I'm sure the coaches mention it, but as a playing group, do the players talk about it?
Yeah, I think so, and I just know, you know, the competition's so even at the moment. You know, there's no easy games at all out there, so we know we've got to be switched on, and every week, I suppose, and you know, I think we've learnt that over the last few years. So you know, we'll be switched on like we are every week. We'll prepare for them tomorrow. We have our opposition meeting and our main training session, so we'll be ready to go, no dramas. And you know, I hope we got a massive crowd there on Saturday Arvo. It's going to be perfect weather, so hopefully we can get a massive crowd and all the people come out, and you know, and make it a good day. Just
watch Brisbane's third quarter if you want to know how good they are. They were bloody good last week. When they get some run on, play through that corridor, and you guys try to own that, they play some powerful footy.
Yeah, well, and they've recruited you know, a couple of guys from other clubs. They've got Hodgie back there, you know, directing their back line, and then Charlie Cameron, obviously, from the Crows, who's playing some fantastic footy. So we know they will be dangerous. So, you know, like I said, we'll prepare really well and make sure we're ready to go.
Give Rocky a bit of a hand, will you? Like, hopefully get him into the game and have a good game against his old club?
Yeah, I'm sure he's really looking forward to coming up against the old team. I'm sure they'll probably throw a few sledges his way, so he'll be looking forward to that. He's that type of bloke, and you know, he'll be up and about and ready to roll. He'll have some intel for the Brisbane Lions, won't he? What have you noticed differently about the playing group this year? Not just talent. Have you seen things build or grow at all? Or yeah, I think so. Well, I suppose the obvious one is we've brought some guys in from outside that have really helped us, and I think we spoke a lot last year in particular on how we probably didn't finish our work in the front half as well as we would have liked, and how we delivered the ball inside 50 and things like that. So and that looks like it's improved? Well, I think we've seen the first few weeks the guys that were brought in the forward half have you know, helped us in those areas. So it's only early, but you know, it's good signs so far, and that seems to be improving, which is a positive. And Dougal Howard's on world record place for spoils. Yeah, the big fella's going really well. Long arms, long legs, and always gets a fist in there. So yeah, it was terrific for him on the weekend. He's just a young guy and played 10 games of footy, and he's taken on one of the best of all time. So it's a good experience for him. He might get your mate, Hopwood. Eric. I think you like him, don't you? I think he's a great player. 200 centimetres, run like the wind. That'll be a great matchup of two young stars. Robbie, thanks so much for coming in. It's an important message that you brought with you. You're the men's health ambassador. If you're a bloke, particularly aged between 25 and 34, that is a period when sometimes we think we're bulletproof and we don't need to see the doctor, but encourage you and your mates to get out there and get a check-up. It's a great message, and good luck when you take on Brisbane this weekend. No worries, boys. Thanks for having me on. Again.